Alright, well, we're back at it again. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, Shady O'Malley, and you can obviously tell who's the serious one and who's not.
It is Best Friends Forever, Best Nights or Brower.
And today, we're going to be talking about our newest film, Fraturnitas. Fraturnitas is a movie that I developed all the way back in 2023. It's a movie about the brothers, Shadow Mario and Master Hand, meeting each other in Purgatory after the events of Smash. And I'm going to just jump right into it, but before I do, I'd like to announce that Mr. Reese Maynard, the Knife Stalker himself, has been one of the biggest advocates for this movie getting made, and now with some of the footage being shot as of today's date, which is, I believe today is February 3rd, I want Reese to ask us some questions live. So, Reese, take it away, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Reese Maynard. I'm the guy who did BBL9, and, I kind of ruined Willow's legacy a little bit, but, it is what it is. Anyway, so yes, as Shady said, I have been pushing for this to happen for a long time because you guys probably know me as a person for the most part. I get very fanboyish with certain things about the MCU, and this is a huge part of it.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! So yeah, just knowing that Master Hand and Shadow Mario are going to be part of this, then other things that I know about will happen. I'm really excited. My first question is, how would you compare this to the more recent MCU installments that we've had lately?
Alright, before I answer, let me try to let Brower answer this question and see what he comes up with.
This project definitely feels like a extended version of the MCU. Like, if you clicked on something, you'd be like, ooh, this is nice. I want to see,
Oh, sorry.
I want to see some more lore. And the other films kind of felt like more like main story based. Like, this is obviously main story based, but it feels like an extended version, little extra candy on top of the cake. Like, I want more, and this is more of what, like, the main story are these characters, and you're like, we're going on with these characters. That's kind of like what it feels like here, and I kind of like it.
I'm gonna kind of interject with that because I agree, but I don't. Well, films like Link 2, Snake 2, they kind of focus on the main cast. They also did feel a little bit like fillerish. Like, the main plot, the main meat and potato of those stories had nothing to really do with the overarching story. They were just kind of like films that you can skip, but you want to see the endings because they're going to add on to the overall story. This is a movie that I feel like adds to the overall story altogether. I wouldn't be doing it otherwise if it wasn't. I think, Reese, what was your question real quick?
My question is, how would you compare this specific installment to the previous ones that we've had more lately?
This is definitely probably the most dramatic out of all the films because it's really about the most unstable family in the MCU. Because we never really understood the dynamic of these characters, like, really, outside of them being foils. So now to kind of be following most of these characters, understanding their personalities, understanding their dynamics with one another, we get to see that come into fruition, into light, and like how exactly these will be built. I think it's going to be interesting to see what these characters do, what their interactions like post-Smash, post, like, I guess, everything going awry. And as you guys know, this film takes place in Purgatory, which is Shadow Mario's homeworld. So it's going to be very interesting to see Master Hand on Shadow Mario's turf.
Right.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
I would,
Yeah,
Oh, hang on a second. You didn't hear it, but Brower was talking. What's up?
I would love to see a cut where it's like the characters, like, you know how people do supercuts of films?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this is what happens to this character after this point. I would love to see a cut where, each of these brothers die, and then the next scene is right, like, at Purgatory. Like, how it transitions into the next scene.
I think that'd be interesting because, like, this, like, to kind of explain where this takes place on the timeline, hours after the original Smash movie. This takes place truly, like, maybe even an hour after the original.
Yeah.
This is like what's happening when Luigi's fighting Bowser.
No, not even that. Not even close. That's not even close. Wait, because that's 6 months later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lore person, talk to me.
Yeah. So, because Shady tells her shit like off camera a lot, I'll just say this. Yeah, this is this is like right after Smash. Like literally, as soon as Master Hand and Shadow Mario die, this happens.
Because they only die like minutes apart from one another.
And then Luigi versus Bowser, Brother Shadow, that happens 6 months after Smash.
Right.
So,
That actually,
yeah, way later.
I guess question for the brothers, we know when they die. When Taboo died in Plumber, is that a whole different timeline, or is that like happening
No.
in between
No.
movies?
So if you've been paying attention, Unknown Plumber Season 3 takes place a year before the main event. So realistically, on the NCU timeline, that takes place around the same time as Quarantine.
Okay.
Right.
He's like King here. He's been here the longest. He's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is, who is your personal favorite brother?
Okay, Barry, you first.
I wonder who. Shadow Mario. I like.
I don't know why that didn't click with me.
I like whenever Shadow Mario appears in future stuff because we see his actual progression rather than just comical cameo. I like how he's gaining like extra story beats in here because I wanted him to be kind of a more villain, if you will. I just like the design and the character. I don't know. He's my because he was trapped, then he took over Mario's body, so he has a little personal thing going on with the heroes, and it's always nice to see him back, like just tormenting the heroes every other time. Like he triggers me. He's been in this body.
Actually, let me ask you this then. To answer the question real quick, my personal favorite brother is Master Hand. I like the dual complexity of the personalities that he has and how they kind of correlate. And I think what I do with Master Hand in this film, because, fun fact, Master Hand is actually the main character of this movie. It's going to be interesting to see like the little arc that I put him on. But I want to ask you a question, Brower. How do you like Shadow Mario in this film versus like how he's been done before?
I really like him. I think this is my favorite one because you get kind of, not just that, how it was shot kind of shows him getting more menacingly, and how he's actually kind of freaking out his brothers instead of kind of like, I love him in Quarantine. It was still a funny movie, but I do love how he like kind of freaked out Mario and Luigi in that one. Save the World, he was still kind of there to, because it's a comedy, make fun of everything. I do like how in this, and kind of like in Smash, how it's kind of taken a little bit more maniacally. But I like this one a little bit more than Smash, just a little bit.
Ooh.
Just because it kind of shows where, like from his perspective, and not just like he's evil. Get it?
Yeah, like I guess it shows a little bit more motivation behind it.
That's why I like the Joker movie, because it's like he's evil. Get it? No, here's this side of things.
So I mean, like, I guess as you guys know, this is the end of these characters' arcs for the most part. So if this was the last time you see, Master Hand and Shadow Mario in the MCU proper, similar to Bowser, what do you think of their endpoint? What do you think about how they end and where they go?
Well, haven't shot the last part yet, but
we told you.
I like
Yeah, but you know how they end.
I definitely enjoy the
Actually,
conclusion.
I'm gonna pause this real quick. I'm not pausing the video. Reese, I'm gonna mute you for a second.
Is this coming out after?
No, this is gonna come out a few days later. But I wanted to tell you this. Just cut this out of the video. Okay, I'm gonna unmute Reese.
Okay.
So Reese, in case you were curious, I knew Brower forgot like how I guess the story ends, so I actually just told him. So now knowing what happens, how do you think everything goes? Like, how do you like how the story ends?
I know I would have done it differently, but I do like how it goes out. Actually, mute one more time.
Okay, Reese, I'm gonna mute you real quick. What's like? How do you mean you would?
Honestly, I think I would have.
All right. Sorry about that. So Brower just pitched me an idea, I guess, right now. But anyway, back to it. So, Reese, what's the next question?
Oh, by the way, to say to the audience who my favorite brother is, well, it kind of goes without saying. Just watch my freaking reactions and you'll figure out which one's my favorite. Number 3.
Satan.
How much of the bigger MCU is in this?
Not much. If I'm being completely honest, very similar to like how Luigi was a very focused story, this is probably a very focused story that has like a much bigger implications of the rest of the MCU proper. That being said, it is definitely something that
Will Eric's Toad character appear again?
It is definitely something that what's it called? It's something that builds up a ton of anticipation for what comes next, and I'm really excited to show you how this goes.
Oh, I wonder what's after this fight. Shit.
I promise you, after this movie, it's Smash 2. I really fucking promise you, after this film, it's Smash 2.
We're making Pokemon Season 2 after this movie.
You know what's the worst part? Is that fucking Tio pitched me his idea for Pokemon Season 2, so actually, you might not be wrong.
Oh no.
I don't know this idea, Shady.
That's up to you and him to figure that out, I guess.
Alright. Tio, we gotta talk. Okay, well, those are all the questions that I wrote.
Alright.
Because I will be honest, like, a lot of this is very vague, so.
Alright, then if that's the case, we got some questions from Emily, so, Briar, read them off.
What made you want to make this?
So originally, it was going to end after Waluigi, and we were going to just jump right into Smash 2. However, what possessed me to make the next 2 movies that I did is because I feel like Phase 2, for the most part, needed to be built up a little bit more. Like, it was nice that we touched up on some of the characters, but a lot of it was a lot of, like, I guess, like, a lot of fun, less hype. I really wanted to build, like, stories that would make you, like, personally invested in what was about to happen. And with Waluigi, that was a very good movie to do so, but there was a way more emotional story than that in Luigi, and I really wanted to tell that story. And with this one, you're now invested in these characters, or at least some of them, I have to imagine. But with this film, you're going to understand exactly what they're up against. And that is why I wanted to tell this story. Because it's one thing for you guys to, like, understand, like, what they're facing, I guess, or what they're, like, it's one thing for you to be, invested in their journey. It's another thing for you guys to understand, like, what they're exactly fighting against and how their odds kind of stack.
Yeah.
What's the next question? Was there a specific movie or show? Honestly, no. Like, I would say the thing that probably inspired me the most to do this is a mixture of supernatural, but it's also probably, it's not just that either. It's also probably, what's it called? Weirdly enough, it's probably, it's a mixture, hang on a second. It's probably a mixture of, like, supernatural, a little bit of, what's the name of that one show? My Hero, and a little bit of Akira, which is another anime from like the late 90s, or 80s, I mean. And there's like a whole sci-fi element that happens by the end of that film that really inspired that fight.
Which is kind of ironic, because Supernatural inspired Purgatory.
Well, it didn't even inspire it, you just stole it from her.
You copied it, bro.
Yeah. The only thing that's unique to us is that we have black and white.
Oh, ye a freeing little face. What the hell? There it is. It's reacting to you.
Good luck, Link, and Hylian speed to you.
on my head that are like circles, and I'm just gonna say that they're inspired because that's Briar's definition of what inspired is. Alright, let's start our last question.
How much did y'all sweat filming out there?
Day 1, not at all, because it was actually a very chilly day for the most part. Day 2, yesterday, oh my god, we sweated a little bit. Oh my god.
Yeah, and that Shadow Mario outfit is lovely.
Yes.
It's racist.
It was definitely a sweaty day of all time. But anyway,
It didn't rain.
it didn't rain. Just to clarify, it like missed it a little bit, so we had some like little fog with us, so that was nice. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this part of the video. Now the one question I'll ask out loud is, when is this film going to come out, or when can we expect to see anything of it? You can expect to see some stuff of it
In
coming.
6 years.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut this guy out for a second. Anyway, you're gonna see some stuff drop from this video sometime in late summer, early fall. And before we end this video, for the people who are gonna be waiting this long, here is the first official image I'll drop from the film. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, see you guys later this year. Peace out up in here.
Subscribe to Ultra Swag Time to become an overkilling swagger today. And make sure to stay tuned for more on freaking believable content.